Hello, how are you doing? I have been having some issues going live on other platforms in my laptop. So today we are going to be using the phone for Facebook, for YouTube, for Facebook, for YouTube, and for other platforms except TikTok, where we are going to be going live. All right, so you are welcome to today's live session, and we are going to be talking about deep conditioning your hair for hair growth. I want to stop this. Deep conditioning for hair growth. That's what we are going to be talking about today. You are welcome. My name is Atilola. I'm a certified trichologist and a cosmetic scientist. I'm also the founder of Ethnic Hair Products. I'm the founder of the Good Hair Tribe. I'm the founder of African Naturalistas, Pure Formula, and the Trichologist. So when it comes to hair care, you are in safe hands. When it comes to hair care, you are in safe hands. All right, so let's quickly, time has gone. We have spent a lot of time trying to investigate what was going on, why we couldn't go live with the laptop, but I guess we can always do that later. You're welcome. Let me know if you can hear me, and if you have any questions for me, I will be here to answer your questions. So why is it that some people deep condition their hair regularly and they do not see any results? Why some people deep condition their hair regularly and their hair begins to grow? What is the science behind deep conditioning? What makes one person see results and the other person not see any results when it comes to how to take care of their hair and deep conditioning their hair? What makes one person's hair grow long and the other person's hair not grow long? How are they deep conditioning that is causing a sabotage to one person's hair and causing a flourishing to another person's hair? What is the hack? What is the trick? That is what we are here to talk about today. So we are going to be talking about deep conditioning for hair growth. Deep conditioning for hair growth. And how do we deep condition for hair growth? Deep conditioning for hair growth is deep conditioning with the intention of making our hair healthier, making our hair shaft fortified, weathering it or protecting it against the weathering effects of the harsh weather that we face daily. And we need to know the trick for this. We need to know the hack for this. So the first thing, like I always say, is knowing your hair. Knowing your hair is the first thing you need to do when it comes to taking care of your hair. Knowing your hair is the first thing you need to do when it comes to taking care of your hair. So what is your hair porosity? How does your hair absorb products? How does it reject products? What makes it act one way and act differently the other way? That is what we are going to be talking about today. So what is deep conditioning? Deep conditioning is an intense treatment you do on your hair to fortify your hair with nutrients and make it come back to life. It is an intense treatment. It is not a light treatment like shampooing and conditioning. It is actually an intense treatment you do on your hair to bring it back to life. That's what deep conditioning is. So it is a treatment, it is intensive, and the aim is for you to bring it back to life. Simple and short. Even though you'll be like, oh, was it dead before? Yes, it was dead in the past 2 weeks that you were carrying your hair and facing all the atmospheric conditions that you have put it under. Some of us have gone. Thank you very much, Brooklyn. Thank you very much for your comments. Some people have put it under the rain. Some have put it under the sun. Some have put it under different situations. But you need to come back and repair this hair. When you repair this hair, that is what makes it deep conditioning. Now, What types of deep conditioning do we have? We have two types of deep conditioning, two major types of deep conditioning, and I'm going to explain it properly. We have the protein deep conditioning. We have the protein deep conditioning, and this is when you use a protein treatment to deep condition your hair. And the intent of a protein deep conditioner or protein deep conditioning is to strengthen your hair protein to make your hair stronger. So it is to strengthen your hair protein to make it stronger. That is the sole aim of a protein deep conditioner, to strengthen your hair to make it stronger. To strengthen your hair to make it stronger. And then, what is the purpose of moisture deep conditioning? What is the purpose of moisture deep conditioning? The purpose of moisture deep conditioning is to make your hair supple. It is to make your hair supple, luscious, and to maintain elasticity. To maintain elasticity, right? One is to make your hair strong because probably it's too soft. The other is to make your hair elastic, right? To improve the elasticity of your hair. It is to improve the elasticity of your hair. So those are two different goals. And knowing what your hair is facing at this particular point in time will determine the kind of deep conditioning treatment you should be doing. It will determine the kind of deep conditioning treatment you should be doing. Knowing your hair goals at this particular point in time, right? So let me see if I have, oh my gosh, okay. I have a rubber band here, so I can use this as an example, right? So if this is elasticity, if you want your hair elastic like this, but we'll talk more about this, then you should be doing moisture. But if your hair is already gummy, it is not good, then you should be doing protein. So let's go into that. Let's go into that. At what point should we be doing protein deep conditioning? And at what point should we be doing moisture deep conditioning? At what point should we be doing protein? And at what point should we be doing moisture? Protein deep conditioning should be done. Remember, I told you protein deep conditioning is when you want stronger hair, when you want the hair to be stronger. So this deep conditioning should be done if you stretch your hair, right? So I'm going to be taking this tissue paper. If you stretch your hair, because when you stretch your hair shaft is elastic. When you stretch your hair, I don't know if I can. When you stretch your hair, right, this is my hair, is ideally supposed to stretch. It's ideally supposed to stretch and return back to its original length. So this is how your hair should behave. When you stretch it, it's supposed to stretch and return back. That is how your hair should behave. It should stretch and return back. Stretch and return back. That is how your hair should behave. But if you stretch your hair and it stretches and it breaks like this, it breaks. It doesn't return back. It actually breaks like a piece of paper. Then you should know that your hair. Do this if you stretch your hair. If it stretches or doesn't return or break. Sorry, I'm so sorry, please. I've mistaken. We are talking about protein deep conditioning. If it stretches and just stays like that and does not break but does not return, it just stays like this. This is my head, but it just stays like this. Like you stretch it all the way, it just stays like this. It doesn't return back to how it was. It just stays like this and it doesn't break. Then know that your hair needs protein treatments. Know that your hair needs protein treatments because your hair is supposed to stretch and return. Please remember, stretch and return. Stretch, right? Stretch and return. Stretch and return. Stretch and return. Stretch and return. If you want to get the deep conditioning mayonnaise from our TikTok shop, just go click on it. I've already pinned the product. Just buy it. Just get it from our TikTok shop, right? Just buy it. And I'm going to tell you why you need to buy it at the end of the day. I'm going to tell you why you need to buy the deep conditioning mayonnaise at the end of the day. I'm going to tell you why you need to buy it at the end of the day. Just buy it. Just buy it. Just buy it. Just buy it. Now, so at that point in time, you are going to need a protein deep conditioner, and you are looking for things like very heavy in hydrolyzed wheat protein, hydrolyzed soy protein, hydrolyzed rice protein, keratin. Those are the kinds of ingredients you are looking out for. Now, if you are when should you use your deep conditioning, your moisture deep conditioning? At what point should you do your moisture deep conditioning? You should do your moisture deep conditioning if you stretch your hair, like I was showing you. It doesn't stretch, it feels rough, and so it should just taste like this. If it just tastes like this, it's so hard, it doesn't stretch. At the end of the day, you pull it, it just breaks. Then you should do your moisture deep conditioning. You should do your moisture. At that point in time, what you need is more moisture, because you need to increase its elasticity. You need to increase its elasticity back to be able to do this. To be able to do this, at that point in time, you should do your moisture deep conditioning. You should do your moisture deep conditioning. If you have any questions, please ask in the comment section. If you have any questions, please ask in the comment section. If you have any questions, please ask in the comment section. All right. I will take your questions whenever you ask it. I will take your questions whenever you ask it. Now, if you have high porosity hair, now we want to go to your own unique hair situation. If you have high porosity hair, now, sorry, before I go to whether you should deep condition with heat or without heat, right? And how you should deep condition, I want to tell you that you can also always do a balanced treatment, which is where our deep conditioning mayonnaise comes in. Our deep conditioning mayonnaise is a balance. Our deep conditioning mayonnaise is a balance of intense moisture and light protein. Intense moisture and light protein. Intense moisture and light protein. If you are able to have intense moisture and light protein on your hair, you will not have to do a special moisture treatment or a special protein treatment, because your hair will always be balanced. Your hair shaft will always be balanced, so it will not be gummy and just fatigued that you have to do a protein treatment. Neither will it be so hard that it will be breaking all the time. So all you need to do is a balanced treatment, like the ethnic deep conditioning mask. Now, when should you use heat or no heat to deep condition your hair? At what point should you use heat or no heat? When you have high porosity hair and thin strands, you should deep condition without heat. When you have high porosity hair and your strands are very thin, deep condition without heat. So deep condition, don't use heat. When you have high porosity hair is the hair that easily absorbs products and easily releases products, or easily absorbs moisture and easily releases moisture. If you have high porosity hair and your strands are normal, also deep condition without heat, because you don't need the heat for the cuticles to lift and for the products to penetrate, because it's high porosity. If you have high porosity hair but your strands are very thick, you can deep condition with a plastic cap. A plastic cap means a plastic shower cap or a plastic bag that you tie around your hair, right? And then you can just move around. You don't even need to apply extra steamer. That plastic bag will create a minimal heat and the cuticles will lift. Remember, it's high porosity and it is high density. Now, if you have normal porosity and thin strands, you can deep condition without heat, because the porosity is normal and the strands are thin. If you have normal porosity with normal strands, you can deep condition with a plastic bag. You can deep condition your hair with a plastic bag. So this is, you already know what a plastic bag is, right? That's a shower cap or a regular nylon bag. If your porosity is normal but your strands are very thick, then deep condition with a steamer. If you have normal porosity with thick strands, then you should deep condition with a steamer. Deep condition with a steamer. If you have low porosity with thin strands, low porosity with thin strands, then deep condition with a plastic cap. Deep condition, because low porosity, your hair is not allowing, it's not easy for your cuticles to rise and for products to penetrate. So deep condition with a plastic bag, because you need your cuticles to lift. And that plastic bag will give you a minimal heat for your cuticles to lift. Now, if you have low porosity with normal strands, then deep condition with a steamer, because now your strands are a bit thicker. Your strands are a bit thicker, and your porosity is very low. So you need to use a steamer. You need extra heat for your cuticles to rise. And if you have low porosity and thick strands, that is like double jeopardy. Deep condition with a steamer, because it will be very, very difficult for hair products to penetrate your hair shafts. It will be very difficult for hair products to penetrate your hair shafts. So you need to deep condition with a steamer. So let me know in the comment section, what situation do you find yourself amongst these nine? High porosity with thin strands, high porosity with normal strands, high porosity with thick strands, normal porosity with thin strands, normal porosity with normal strands, normal porosity with thick strands, or low porosity with thin strands, low porosity with normal strands, and low porosity with thick strands. Which of these do you find yourself involved in, or do you see as your situation? Let me know in the comment section. So once again, if you are joining from TikTok, you can always get these products and other products on our TikTok shop. You can always get it. This is a balanced treatment. You get it all you need. You can always get it on our TikTok shop. If you're joining from Facebook, from YouTube, from Instagram, from LinkedIn, check the comment section below where you can get it, and it will be delivered to you right at your doorstep. US and Canada, you know where to get yours. Nigeria and other parts of the world, the link is there for you if you are joining from other platforms. So my name is Atlola. I am a certified trichologist and a cosmetic scientist. I'm the founder of Ethnic Hair Products, The Good Hair Tribe, African Naturalistas Hair Products, Pure Formula, and The Trichologist. And when it comes to your hair and scalp, I got you covered, and we got you covered with all our several hair care services and products. So let me know if you have any comments in the comment section before we call it a day. Let us know if you have any questions. Any questions? Let us know in the comment section if you have any questions. Let us know. And we have just a few seconds to take questions, and then we call it a day. We have a few seconds to take questions. All right then. Have a beautiful, lovely day.